Hello, welcome to Tekla Structures Tuesday Tutorials Engineering Series. I'm Elwanda Klusik, a project engineer here at Tekla Inc. Today's topic will be printing hints and tips. We will have a question and answer session after the presentation. Please note you can enter your questions in the question window anytime during the presentation, but we will withhold answering until the end of the presentation. The chat window has been disabled. We'll try to get your questions answered before we're finished today. You're more than welcome to email myself, Rob Gittins, or Michael Gustafson here at the Tekla Inc. office with any questions that might come up after. What we're going to be doing today is looking at printing hints and tips. We're going to look at mainly the two dialogues that you get when you go to print drawings. You have the print drawings dialog that pops up whenever you say print drawings, or use the keyboard shift P, or if you use the printer catalog or from the print drawings dialog to edit or set up a printer instance, you get the printer catalog. In the printer setup or printer catalog dialog, you have the option here with the example ones on the left hand side. These are some out-of-the-box settings to kind of get you started. First thing you need to do is enter a name in the box and then click Add. Usually it's helpful to select one that's existing so that you get the print area, the offsets, the paper size that are generally set up, so that if there's one already close to the size you need, there's less typing involved. Once you've typed in a name, then you can enter the printer that you want to use. If you hit the Browse button, you get a list of the installed printers from your computer. These are all your Windows printers, plus a couple extras for the DWG and the DXF options. Okay, the next option would be paper size. Up at the top there's a by print area, so that it uses the print area that you type in. Otherwise it uses the sheet that you define. The next area then is print area, and then you also have offset print origin, then color versus black and white, and of course the color table establishes your line weights. But we're going to discuss print area for a minute. It's not your paper size. It is used to position the print on the paper, so that you need to make sure that your drawing size fits within the print area. So for a roll printer, the H dimension for the print area is the width of the roll, and whereas the B is the feed direction. And in a tray printer, those are a little bit different as far as hardware orientation, where B is the width of the tray and H is the tray feed. The next thing you need to concern yourself about on the print area is that there's hardware limitations that the printer cannot reach to the edge of the paper, so you have a difference between the paper size and the print area, and then the margins on the side are the hard clip margins or the hard clip area if you're talking about all four sides. Sometimes those are equal, sometimes they're a little bit larger on one side or the other. Print area is also used by Tekla Structures when you're printing to multiple printers, or if you select the by print area in that paper list box. Note that it affects auto scaling and auto rotate, so if you have a print area set, then those values control how it auto scales and auto rotates or orients the sheet. It overrides the paper size that's defined by the printer setup in Windows. The print area, when it's set in a printer instance, overrides the paper size that's listed by Windows. When you are printing drawings, you have the option to select multiple printer instances as well as multiple drawings from the drawing list. In a way, this is a batch printing, and Tekla will automatically assign the appropriate sheet size to the appropriate printer. So if you're drawing, in this case, this G2 drawing is an 8.5 by 11, and the G1 is a 30 by 42. And if I had the DesignJet 30 by 42 printer and then LaserJet 4V 8.5 by 11 printer selected, and I clicked print, then the 8.5 11 G2 would end up on that LaserJet 4, whereas the 30 by 42 drawing would end up on the DesignJet. Remember that the auto scaling and the orientation are affected by the print area, so not necessarily the drawing size, but the print area that you define in the printer instance. Okay, so the next option, print to file, and the printer catalog dialog. You don't generally need to use this even if you're printing to PDF. The only time you'd use this if you're printing to PDF is if you're using a PDF printer that uses a distiller in between, so that it requires a .ps or a PostScript printer file in order to generate the PDF. Also, if you're wanting to just create plotter files, the .plt, for sending to the plotter later, you can do so using the print to file. That's pretty much the only two occasions where you would need to print to file. So the next topic is frames and fold marks. You can turn them off using the check marks on the left hand side, or you could have them show up on the drawing but use a non-print color, the white color or the black color, depending on what your drawing background color is. Once you've decided whether you want to use the automatic frames, then you can set the margin so that this first frame is going to be right at the print area boundary. And then I've got the frame 2 set up to here. Use the be an 1/8 inch off of that one, and then I've put in a couple of horizontal and vertical distances for the fold marks. That's just so I can get an example here to be able to show on the screen. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about PDF printer instances. If you're printing to a PDF printer and you want to do batch plotting or printing, it helps to have a PDF printer that will let you turn off the Save As dialog and then automatically name and set a path for those drawings. That makes it a little bit easier so that you're not constantly having to hit the Save button whenever that pops up for however many drawings you have. The print to file name or the doc name here that's coming up would be sent from Tekla Structures using the advanced options for the drawing plot file name. Note also that there is a variable here for setting the directory to ./plot files, which means a plot files subfolder within the model folder. If you needed that to be somewhere else, you could repath that. There is also a print on multiple sheets. So if you've got one of those roll printers and you're looking to print out multiple smaller sheets, then you would set the scale to 1 so that it would use the actual sheet size or drawing size, and then the orientation to auto so that it would calculate the correct number of sheets to fit in there and use fewer on the drawing, because you're basically making one big drawing of 4 smaller sheets. And then you'd also want to use the advanced option excess print multi-sheet border to set borders that are left out from smaller sheets. Don't think I've seen anybody use this, but that is an option that's available. And remember that on the Windows printer setup, which there's a button down at the bottom of the print drawings dialog that says print setup, that opens up the Windows control dialog. And remember that if you have a print area defined, then this information here will essentially be ignored. So for more information on these printing tasks, what I've discussed today, as well as maybe some others that I left out that did not seem nearly as urgent, you can go to the extranet and use the search by terms. I did a search for the word print, and it gave me 256 topics, not necessarily all related to printing, but a good start. Also note that there was a product bulletin for 16.1 regarding changes in the printing settings. I believe it had to do with the auto rotation and the auto scaling, and which direction it was doing. You might want to look into that if you're looking to upgrade to 16.1 and see how that's going to affect your printing before you're ready to start printing drawings. Also, there's help topics in the online help, so Tekla Structures from the help menu, so Tekla Structures help, or the F1 key from the print dialog should open your help, and then there's a subcategory under working with drawings called printing drawings, and then several subcategories underneath that, or subtopics.